Hi guys, Razor here. Today I want to go through my strength stacking Shockwave Inquisitor build. This is perhaps, in my feeling, one of the best builds I've ever played. The smoothest map I've ever played, if I put it that way. DPS is not too bad, even for doing some bosses, but it's not a boss killer, and it's not the chaos variant. So with the forbidden sin ring chaos penetration, it's not this. This is just a standard Brutus Ledgebringer fire stacking, strength stacking build, but we're doing it on Inquisitor for a couple of reasons, and one of them is all the good regen we get, and regen will get where mapping and recovery and so on. So in here you'll see it's very kind of standard gear. This gear is just also taking into account that because we're in Inquisitor, we want energy shield as well. So some of the strength stackers that will be chieftain or one of the other classes, and a lot of times they play it with totems, but this is purely a Cyclone Shockwave version. I do also want to stack intelligence and also energy shield. So I don't have a lot of intelligence, but I do have energy shield on my gear as well. So I didn't go for like the normal Blizzard crown as a strength stacking down, but one with energy shield and some energy shield on the shield, and then the Shaper Touch gloves. So we've got a nice pool here, about 2,300 energy shield, 5.5k. So we've got an 8k health pool, which is a quite hefty bit. On the defenses, we're all, race cap. We've got couch resistance 75 against damage over time, 39, but with the flask up, that's also 75. So pretty good there. We don't really need poison immunity because our KH race is so high. So you just dump a life flask if you do drain a bit of life. I do have like one that I used in the past, but after I got Progenitus, it's not really needed, because this also makes you so tanky, just covering the life over 4 seconds, or taking the damage over 4 seconds really. Cannot be stunned. We are element immune completely. I'm using purity of elements for that. And then we've got some crit reduction. There's another node we'll take later, so we'll have 60% crit reduction. And then we've got 70% chance to block attack damage, so almost block cap on attacks as well. So it's pretty tanky, and the mapping situation is pretty tanky and lasts pretty good. But the big slams from bosses can still kill you, so you have to kind of dodge through it if you want to do bosses. It's not a boss-specific farmer, but you can do some. Just quickly on the gear. So basically the Brutus Lead Sprinkler. I did look at maybe crafted rare, but the scaling mod is only half of that on here. So I think for other situations where you do chaos and chaos pen, that would be better, but for pure fire, I think this is just, it's such a cheap unique, and you can just search for a perfectly rolled one, which I did now, which wasn't too expensive on like end of league. I think it was like 40C for a perfect one. Now it's not really an issue, but yeah, just search at that time whenever you want to do it for the best one. You can very easily just upgrade it later, and then just change the quality to the crit one, just to get crit cap as quick as possible. Incidentally, this build is basically crit cap when I'm on consecrated ground. So I did use a diamond flask for a while, but I swapped for mapping it with Aureus End. So there is situations where you're not, and then your diamond flask coming up will. So doing bosses, it's better to put the diamond flask in and swap it for Aureus End. Aureus End is just for even more explosions. We've got Herald of Herald of Ash and Shockwave and Aureus End. So running through mapping, everything must just go poof. Very comfortable. And then because we don't have a ton of armor, everyone runs Taste Evade. We run Taste Evade. It's like one of the best cost to usefulness flask in the game. So Brutus Ledgebringer, then gloves is the Shaper's Touch. So scaling the strength, it just helps us scale energy shield as well. So it's a no-brainer really, especially as an Inquisitor. We get armor, energy shield, and stacking strength, we get both of them. And then every strength stacker will use this one. You can go search for a perfect one, but they're very high at this stage. This one is 113 out of 120, which it's just 7 strength difference. I know you've got scalers that will up it, so if you're really pedantic, get yourself a 120, 120, but you're probably going to have to pay 20 divines for it. I just used the old trick to corrupt and then 6 link. There is videos about it using tainted currency. And then Astromentus is basically based in slot. It's possible to make a crafted rare, but it's very expensive. So you can look at that if you want to. But here as well, I can use a couple of divines to get a perfect one if I want to. But a lot of them is corrupted now. And the good corrupt they're selling, it's like 100 plus divines. So again, it's fine. I've spent enough money. basically drained all my money. I think this is the most expensive build I've also made. I crafted a lot of the stuff myself as well, so the belt and the helm. There's videos you guys can check out, the Locals channel and RPG Dan, that will show you how to craft strength stuff in equipment. He's got one on the mace as well. The helmet, I got lucky. This is about an 80 divine helmet, and I crafted it for like, I think 13.5, call it 14 divine, and I hit the tier 1 global crit as well. So but this is a kind of a straightforward craft in a way. It's like deterministic in a way, although it's like a 50-50 every time. So if you hit it well, it can go well. But yeah, you should be able to craft one for you normally with about 20 to 30 divines. I don't think it will normally cost you more, and if you're lucky like me and you hit that elevated mod quickly. I only failed it once, the second time I hit it, and and I could get back to tier 1 crit. And then we just craft some Phys taken as fire. So in a lot of places that's what you're trying to do, convert Phys to cold, convert Phys to fire. The glove, the rings are just craft with Essence of Rage. I think the strength essence is the highest possible. I want one ring with an open prefix, exactly -2 total mana cost, because we're using inspiration. You do want your cyclone to cost at least 1 or 2 mana. So at the moment it's 2 mana. I can actually make that even less. I can roll that one to a -3. I wonder why. I must check something balanced when I was leveling, something somewhere where, because it used to be 1 mana with a 2, but anyway I'll check that out. But anyway, you can just on the bench this can roll to -3, so you can just pop 1 higher, and then try on your rings like to get some chaos rays. It's the only places your rings and your belt maybe and your shield where you can get a little bit to put that up. So yeah, you just want strength and energy shield if you can. I just crafted some flat energy shield because I don't need more reduction, and just strength. The mana is shit, but whatever, I'm not gonna roll over again. Big chunk of lightning and chaos, so it's pretty good. I mean, it is possible to get better rings if you even want to pump out more strength. I think we've got 1904 strength. If I get to level 100, I think I'll be about 1940, maybe 50 at the most. I'm not sure. But with small of these tiny upgrades, you can get 7 strength there, a little bit on the amulet. It will be possible to get 2k, but I mean, it's a good chunk. And then the boots, we just use the Stampede. It's the easiest. We can put a hefty, nice little crit multi, anoint on there, so quite a lot of damage as well. It's just the easiest way, so the movement speed is good. There is bids available if you go strength stacking boots, where you can also craft them with rage. And then one of the reasons I do it is try to get the cooldown reduction on the boot. So in this patch, we don't have to do it because we've got the tattoo here that gives us 8% cooldown recovery rate. So you want a perfect 2020 divergent shockwave, and it gives you extra cooldown reduction for the quality for the 20%. So you can have more quality and then you need less cooldown, and I think you only need 6% cooldown to get the next breakpoint for shockwave to trigger quicker. And it's quite a bit of damage, like 7% more damage if you get that extra 6. So this one gives 8%, so we get there immediately. You just need to take this little nodes around here, which don't do too much, but incidentally that's 4 strengths, that 4 strengths, that 4 strengths, that 4 strengths inside a nice little lethal pride. So it actually works out pretty well, and we score some strengths from it. So it's not nothing. These two are nothing. This one is some regen, so I mean, we'll take it. Some mana. We don't use Arcane Surge. That we take anyway for resistances. The belt, it's also a strength belt. There's bits on that as well. 2 ways to do it is you get yourself a heavy belt, you craft the suffixes with the rage again, and make sure you have an open suffix, and then hunter slam, and then you pray for the increased attributes there on the suffix. If not, you just slam it, and then you rage spam it until you get tier 1, the strength you'll get from the essence, but the tier 1 attributes, and then you block a new craft from there and try to finish your prefixes. I got lucky because this one can actually be used in the Sin Chaos ring, because I got tier 2 increased chaos damage as well. So this is a pretty insane bout with tier 1 strength, tier 1 cold, tier 1 attributes, tier 2 chaos damage, and tier 4 life. Well, I mean, not bad. The shield is the one that cost me the much. This is a triple synth shield, with all 3 being perfect for this build. Increased strength, increased fire damage, increased energy shield, all top roll. Normally you can use a Dawnbreaker for toughness. I used one like half the game. and then you can just try to get a tower shield, armor energy shield base maybe, if not a tower, with just one like increased strength maybe implicit on synth base, something like that. If not, just craft with rage and try to ace-ling the double damage or ace-ling the strength hybrid mod. Now it's just very difficult though, so if you don't have money, I would say just rage craft. We have pretty good suffixes, chaos rays, and something useful on energy shield, and just use the one strength mod. It took me 5 tries, like it took 22 divines before I hit my first suffix ace-lings in this one. So it is an expensive craft to try to get it. The suffix is much rarer to hit than the prefix, and then you're not guaranteed to get something. So I didn't even get the strength, but I got the double damage, which is actually better. It's more damage. It's not more strength though, but it's actually considerable more damage than another 35 strength though. If you can somehow get more double damage mods in the build, then that will help you as well. And then on the tree, let's do it with the POB. Let's cancel, yes, sorry. On the tree, when I leveled, I just leveled through the elemental nodes, and then I leveled with Stormbrand and all of Storms and so on at the start. So you just basically rush through elemental, go for Divine Judgment, and you at the top 2 nodes and travel to your brand nodes, Rune Bender. And then you can just go on with Stormbrand. I just went up here, you take Reservation nodes, take health, and then you start coming down. Brutus Leadspringer you can use from level 28. So I think I did first lab, and then I just started cycloning. So put Shockwave, Pulverize, Inspiration, maybe in a 4-link or Awakened Ellie, and that's it. You don't want to use like Fortify or melee damage with attacks, because that doesn't scale the Shockwave. So you want to use gems that scale the Shockwave damage as well, not just the Cyclone damage. So in the 6th link we got increased critical damage, Pulverize, Shockwave, Awakened Ellie, and Inspiration. Let's see, you can see the crit damage multiplier is quite an important one. I've got 478 here, so I mean you can go even crazier with expensive jewels and try to get 500-600, but this is very good for this build because we are crit capped. Yeah, and then you can Shockwave probably from level 32 or 34, wherever I did there, straight through the game. 4-link, 5-link, you just go up like that. To level strength stackers is very smooth because every single point is just damage, strength, damage. And when you get through this middle lane, you're getting like 20 strength there, get another 10 strength there, get 20 strength there. You see what I mean? It's just every node is basically a damage node. And then later you'll put on your Shaper's Touch, and yeah, you get like accuracy and everything. At the start, before you have that, you just need to take some of the dex nodes and like precision here and run your precision aura a bit higher, and later you can drop it and use a lower one. We are using the split personalities here at the bottom in this cluster. This cluster you just basically alt spam until you've got strength and damage or strength 5 resistance, something like that. I regaled into sadism, which is one of the best nodes here because we always chill, ignite, and shock. I'll say no how. Obviously we ignite with doing fire damage. We always chill because of the mace mastery that says all our hits chill, so we nicely slow the enemies. We get all the damage bonuses associated with it, and I run a cast and damage taken with Shock Nova so that we can apply at least the minimum shocks on bosses, because we don't really do lightning damage in our attacks, but Shock Nova guarantees that. And we just take some extra armor here at the bottom and reduce crit strikes, life, attributes, attribute mastery. Here I took this 2 reasons. It's nice to get the extra defensive from the shield, get more armor and energy shield out of it, but also for the block, to get me closer to block cap, because I wanted to be block cap. We had 70. Maybe you can sort out another little bit later, but somehow, but I don't think it's necessary. I really want to take this cluster here with my last 3 points, and then I will take 1 out there, and then I'll take the mastery in there for 10% of Phys taken as chaos, which makes us even tankier against Phys. I already have the other one here, just 10% of armor applies to chaos. But this mastery is very nice because 70 block, it's almost capped. So I mean, we're blocking almost 3 out of 4 shots as we intimidate, which is a huge amount of extra damage. I think it's 10% more damage taken to the enemy. So yeah, any bosses, anything, you'll always be blocking some of their auto attacks. So you'll have intimidate almost always. As soon as you can start using Battle Mage's Cry, you would want to take Iron Will for all that spell damage to apply strength. and that's quite a bit big damage increase. We are anointing on the amulet Panopticon, as every single attack will always do, and then like I said on the boots, we're anointing disemboweling just for more crit multi and chance. It's quite a chunky amount of crit there. Jewels, let's talk jewels. So the first one I got was the Impossible Escape. In here, to get the flat strength here changed to fortified. So this is another nice statue. Now, after this, you have to think about how and what you want to do. This is a very, very nice node, last rights as well, because cursed enemies you kill are destroyed. All uniques we use Assassin's Mark on it, so they are all always cursed. So all the dangerous unique mobs are also killed, so none of their undead effects will apply. Enemies cursed by you have 50% reduced life regeneration rate. It's excellent quality of life against any of the Maven maps you want to run, or Maven encounters, or any of the bosses and map, that has life regen, but especially against Maven, it just makes it so much easier. And also enemies you curse cannot recharge energy shield, so even if you fight Shaper or something and you have to dodge a lot, they can't recharge between that. It's a very underrated node, I think. This. The other one I used here was Insightfulness, which as I level, I'll probably take this one first, and only when I'm at level 100 then I'll go into this 3, because it doesn't really help just taking the small ones. It's quite a big chunk of enemy shield. I did use it before. Nothing else here is too notable, but those 3 are the nice ones that we'll like to run. Then in here I've got an efficient training, so this is quite a cheap jewel. Just search for the 124 is the highest strength you can get on it, and then you can change this int node. Although POB says it's in there, it is strength, and it does show so in the POB. You can see it says -41. So if this one we can change, and this one. So this effectively gives us 64 strength. This one efficient training, 64 strength in this area, because there's nothing really else going on here. So changing these int nodes with the strength, you cannot get a jewel with that much. I got a normal jewel here with double strength, and I think I got 9 and 8. And what was the highest? I think it's like, is it 10, right? So it could be another 3 strength on there, or was it 12? But even so, then it's 24. It's the highest you can get out of a jewel. So this is a massive amount of strength you get for one jewel slot. This one I used double strength nodes to get the corrupted blood, so they don't have to take it anywhere else. And then the third mod can be crit multi or something. I got increased damage with maces. I mean, there was nothing else close like what I wanted, so that's pretty good, although it's just a bit of increased damage. Then I did say the 2 split personalities at the bottom. You would see you normally the tree is like elongated like this. Now it looks funny here, but this is just very good value to put these into here, because we do want the next dual socket that we all pick up strength, and the extra max fire rate and so on is quite important. I actually can't cap the fire without this one too, so it's pretty good. But it is 2 nodes that you can possibly think of swapping for someone, if that's something else if your razors are sorted. Now, a lot of people will sometimes go through here, but because of strength stacking, losing the strength here and the extra 3 nodes we need to lock, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it to lose too much damage. So, and even I did do it in POB, checking if I go through the top there, what the difference on them are is it's less. It's actually less strength than passing through here in the middle. So keep it like this. And then here we've got a lethal pride. So all the small nodes give us extra strength. Very, very, very good jewel for strength stackers. And you can go search for good nodes, that you can have on it. This one is 20 fire race, which incidentally very, very good and important. This one gives us crit multi, which is great. That one gives us increased life, very good, and 5% increased strength. So if you can get increased strength, I have it on 1. You got crit multi. Fire raise is okay one, but yeah, crit multi and strength, at least 2 very good ones. Here's 3, another life node. There's leech and another crit chance. That was crit multi stonks, and that's 3 big nodes. But yeah, so but this is a pretty good jewel. But you can just go search. I'm gonna go through it now. How you can just find one that's got like. Let's try to get 3 of those good nodes on. Yeah, that's the tree. I did put here on a configuration. It's a Shaper Pinnacle Boss DPS. It's about 4.5 million, and the advantage of running Inquisitor is don't really need all the elemental curses because you ignore the elemental resistance when you crit, and we are crit capped, so that's the whole time. So when you run into a boss, he just has no resistance. Although there is ways, and some builds would prefer, and that's why I say it's not a boss killer. You're not going to have this 100 million one-shot damage, but it's very, very comfortable for mapping. A very good farming build. We go through the skills. It's Ancestor, Battle Cry, increased duration. So Battle Cry is just to increase the damage while it's up, and it's up most of the time. Frostblink, Blood and Sand, Assassin's Mark on hit, Blood and Sand for damage, War Chief, Culling Strike, multiple tokens. So it's not linked with that one, but it still works. So it gives Ancestral or War Chief the plus, so you can run both of the tokens, although your Ancestral is another one. Just I use the War Chief first, and then you pop one Ancestral, just replaces one token. Cyclone, this I went through, increased damage, Pulverize, Shockwave, AV, Inspiration. Then we got Herald of Ash, Purity of Elements, Val Discipline, Precision, and Val Molten Shell, Cast and Damage Taken, Blood Rage, Shock Nova. That's just how we get some frenzy charges and shocks out and mapping all with damage. And that's it. We can go up into the build, and what I'll do is just run a map as I would normally run it. So this is a Crimson Temple T16, and we put some Ambush, Divination, Exhibition in there. On my tree I use a Delirium, Voidstone, and the rest is just to add ones, so it's just more monsters. I think this one's unique from bosses. And yeah, that was it. This Harbinger, Strong Boxes, Expedition, Standard opening for League. I just take the top hat here to drop all the maps and do bosses as well whenever they come up. I took a little bit of Betrayal here, but this is just Intelligence Betrayal. This is the one of flipping Angeling and trying to craft. And then through the gateway to the right, I actually go to grab that, but yeah, and then red maps and infinite Delirium as well, so we don't have to worry. Yeah, next season I think I'll probably start here. I normally just go into this like Betrayal here to get back crafts, and then map sustain, and I go through up here, same kind of thing. But maybe at a point I'll swap the Expedition and just go full in here to the left, because they're going to replace this with Ultimatum. So I'm definitely running Ultimatum right from the start, probably while leveling. So I think I'll pop in here, grab Harbinger, map sustain, and then poops, and then we'll take all the Ultimatum and just farm that. And when we're at T16 we'll come take the head. I think that will be sufficient enough. So yeah, of course these flasks are expensive, but I wanted to show you what you can use to replace them, because I still have them here. So the Aureus End was my diamond flask, so just for more damage, to be up when you don't have the bottle plate up, is basically what it's about. And then this amethyst, just swap for a normal one, so you can either use one with increased or get charges when you're hit, we block, so this is nice, so we get charges practically. And I had used when you become poison, so it wasn't even up the whole time, it's instead to clear poison. But like I said, poison don't even do much to you, so you can just use when charges reach full. You can also swap the diamond flask just for a granite flask with reduced curse effect, then you're actually curse immune. The consecrated ground gives us 50% reduction, which just in normal cases good enough to just negate most damages from curses. If you have 50, 60 plus, you're fine. You won't really feel it that much, but it's nice to have 100. So yeah, that I would say is your three options for replacing these three flasks here. You don't need Quicksilver or Onslaught or anything like that, because you can't use it, because your boost locks your movement speed at 50%. So you don't really need to worry about that stuff. So it's very comfortable, and you always move quickish, but you never move super quick. So at a certain time, then you think like, okay, you should like get used to outfield. But I mean, playing Cyclone, you really just want the move speed and stuff. I don't think I'll loot too much now. I just pick up the stuff after it. I'm like a bit addicted to clicking stuff. I'm gonna start picking up everything. And yeah, kicking borders. Let's check what is it? Awaken 6 and nice explosions. And what I like from the flask is like a cold guys have only touched that. Yeah, that's nice. In situations like this, it's like when I get RPGs sometimes it's just on mobile.
Come on now, don't go all day.
What are you doing, mate? Oh, sorry if my dog is walking. Someone there. At least he's there to warn us of shit, right? Anything goes wrong. I'll do the expedition later. Literally, I've got there where it just pops at once. Pop it over. What do we have here? Awakened Sextant. Yeah. Not too much of the modifiers is too bad. Jump away. The bastard. Okay, we got enough there. Chaos Star. Hey, who's gonna play Chaos Skills next week? No, I know what I'm gonna play. I don't want to say yet. I'll make a video about it. It'll be something crypty. Most probably something that swirls around me, not Cyclone. I kind of want to walk. Maybe stop easy. Yeah. A lot of Awakened Sextants. That's why red maps are so good, right? So we just drop chaos and shit. I've never gotten the Divine Orbit. I don't know why. Is it still? I couldn't see that out. I don't really play with that altar a lot. Maybe I'll try this, but red is just so consistent. You just circle, you just glide with Cyclone, pop, let everything explode around you. You know, the ultimate, I want to say, it's not always one button, but mostly kind of one button gameplay. And then you can like drink your coffee and just pick up all your money afterwards. Let me do someone. Kaboom, kaboom. It's basically yellow, just put one token down. You can see that this damage scales a lot per thing. If you get a pretty tanky little rare, then yeah, put down one of your war chief tokens and that's it. I don't even put down the second one, I only use the second one on bosses to protect it. And that's it pretty quickly. And then you walk around and then you loot. But that's it guys, hope you enjoyed. I'll put the POB down in the bottom. And yeah, if this is something you like playing Shockwave, yeah, definitely test it out. Like Shockwave chain stacking on Inquisitor feels very smooth, very good. Explosions, clearing is very good. Single target, not as good as the Chaos variants, but yeah, if you want good quality of life, good life sustain, good area damage, smooth gameplay, this is the one. Guys, enjoy the Christmas time, and I'll see you next time.